Stay tuned for a full Marvel Legends collection and display update. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at it's Dan Who. And wherever you are watching this, whether it's YouTube or Vimeo at Dan Who Reviews, or even on Patreon where you get it first at Dan Who Reviews. Links are on the screen as I'm talking. Yes, this is the very last collection / display update in this incarnation as I'm moving house. If you've been following the channel for the last couple of weeks, you've probably heard me telling you, then yes, I'm moving to a much bigger place with the missus, so I have to dismantle my whole man cave, but the fun thing is I get to rebuild it somewhere out. So sad times, as this is the very last time we're going to see it in this incarnation, but good times are ahead as I get to build it bigger and better somewhere else, and hopefully you guys are along for the ride as well. So today is just the very last display / collection update. So if you've been with me from the very start, you've seen these shelves when they were very bare and now they're full. But this is by no means a show-offy sort of video. People ask to see my collection, how I display it, and this is my own personal preference. I like to sit there and stare at it. It's fun, but now I've got to pack it all away. So for the very last time, enjoy my collection / display update of Marvel Legends and a few other things thrown in for the mix for 2019. Yeah, enjoy. So let's do it. This is going to be the very last collection video I do in my current address before I move house. I literally have to pack all this down very soon, but I did want to show it off one last time. So this is going to be sentimental for me to look back on, but also for you guys if you're following along with my journey, as the first collection video I did on this channel was very bare compared to what it is now. But let's do it. Let's get straight into it in no particular order. Let's go to the Spider-Man villain shelf. Now, love the Spider-Man animated show as a kid, so I love all these character designs. We got our little symbiote crew over here. We got the superior foes hiding in the back. Obviously, I've customized the Doc Ock, so he has the bendy tentacle wires from those like light USB things you get. Very simple mod, to be fair, and by no means am I a customizer, but that worked out pretty well. Got some ladies there, Silver Sable, Black Cat. They've got Scorpion tail, so Scorpion must be hiding behind Kingpin. There is he? Yeah, there he is. Obviously, we have Kingpin, front and center, of course. Kraven, another one of my favourites. Hopefully, we see him in the MCU soon. Hydro Man, and then Sandman. He is obviously the Marvel Select Sandman, but I do like how he displays with these accessories. So I do have the Build-A-Figure Sandman in a box, but for my display, this Sandman is the one. Tombstone, Rhino's right at the back there. Very sought after Build-A-Figure these days. We're getting a Morbius film next year, so there's Morbius, Marvel Legend. And then we have the Goblins and Mysterio. So yeah, there is my Spider-Man's villain shelf. Very nostalgic for the animated series. I did have a Spider-Man hero shelf with all the characters of the Spider-Verse, but currently they're in boxes, so I'll get into that when I show off them. But moving up, we got our MCU shelf. So again, everyone's just standing still, but I still really like this sort of class photo display, especially when you can sort of tell who every single character is. And we got the Netflix crew there, obviously, but then we got the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then we got different sort of crews. Guardians of the Galaxy there, moving over the Black Panther. But then we got the Avengers front and centre. Just a random amalgamation of them, to be honest. Mainly the unmasked heads. And you'll notice as well, Marvel Legends have never gave us a Colonel James Rhodes unmasked head. So I definitely wanted a Don Cheadle unmasked head for my display. So thanks to RDJ Customs on Instagram. He hooked me up with a very, very nice, if it will focus for me, Rhodey head for my War Machine. And that looks great amongst the rest of these guys. But yeah, loving the Avengers, loving the class photo vibe, and yeah, just all thrown on there. There's a Grandmaster there as well. Oh, we got another Marvel, the Select infiltrating. Of course, that's the Chitauri from the first Avengers film. And then we got some oh, these guys, these are ninjas. These are the articulated icons ninjas from the Fuchs I threw them in the mix to sort of go along with Elektra, so they're hiding there. They're not Marvel Legends either, but they work in perfect scale with Marvel Legends if you want some hand ninjas for your crew. But yeah, there is that. So let me get my stool, because I'm doing this freehand. I'm not going to edit this. And let's show off this Hall of Armor. So I've showed this off many times before. It is my... I'm knocking things over now as I show this off. So there is the SH Figure Arts Tony Stark from Iron Man 3. Probably the best version of Tony Stark we have. And then I just built a little foam display just to show them off. I'm not a customizer, not a creator, but it does make the display pop that much more. Lots of different armors. Again, this is not MCU accurate by any means. It's MCU inspired, but it's my own sort of amalgamation because we've got lots of different armors. We've got the Mark 1 Hot Rod armor, Mark 43 or 42. Obviously Rescue, Pepper Potts, of course. Mark 7, Mark 50, 47, Mark 44. There you go, there's the space armor we never seen in the MCU. But yeah, they're all looking good. Then we got some War Machines over here. War Machine, Iron Patriot. We've got the Disco armor hiding behind this massive War Machine. And then the repainted Mark 50. So yeah, very much my favourite MCU character. So I had to have a whole shelf dedicated to Iron Man and all his display. And then if we move up, you'll see more MCU characters. So these are mainly the new figures. So obviously these are all the Endgame figures. That's the Hulk Builder figure. The Iron Patriot for the end of Endgame. Mark 80, Worthy Cap. Fat Thor. Rocket, Teenage Group, Iron Spider-Man. Yeah, these are looking good. I really like my Casting Cave, Steve Rogers, Infinity War head. That guy is beautiful, so much better than the previous one. And I got my own custom shields as well. So that is a much better Captain America now. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Oh, there's Spider-Man. I forgot he was dangling from the ceiling. We've got the SH Figure Arts Mark 50. And then another Figure Arts, we got Falcon. Easily the best Falcon figure we have. The SH Figure Arts Falcon. And when you've got him flying on a display stand above your crew, he fits in scale perfectly. But if you're going to have him standing, he'll look a little bit short. So it's definitely better in the air. Really like how he looks. But yeah, look at all this. There's another Spider-Man from Homecoming. Then all the bad guys are back here. So we've got the Black Order. And of course Thanos. Another Chitauri. More Thanos. There's Giant Man. Still need to get the redo of that. And then, of course, the Sentinel Builder figure. So I didn't have anywhere else to put him for the time being. So for now, he's infiltrating the MCU. But I do want to build an X-Men sort of display and diorama in the new house. And I'll show off my X-Men figures in a minute. But yeah, as you can tell, love the MCU. So I had to have some shelves dedicated to that. So let me jump down. I've just knocked something over for sure. But let's move along. Oh, before I move along, let me just show you this. So again, I apologise if the lighting's not good, but I did want to build a diorama, but I've really not got round to it yet. But we've got Taskmaster and Bullseye, Hammerhead. We've got some sort of Scourge goons in there, and then Cable and Deadpool, and then I've even got Ghost Rider with a nice articulated chain at the back there. I never got round to finishing this. I obviously wanted to put lights and stuff on and sort of make a more dynamic display. Just never finished it. So maybe in my new house I can finish that. I do want to have turn my whole garage into a whole diorama city for Marvel Legends, but a man can dream. And then moving down we have my prison. So we got some shield agents, and then it's too dark so you can't really see. But inside each one of them, I did have lights, but they've died now. But there's villains in each one of them. So we've got Baroque, then we got Blizzard, I think that is. Machine Man's in there, of course, tangling up one of the agents. Another agent down there. And in those are Builder figures. So who's in this one? Okay, so the Sasquatch is in there. So I'll pull that Sasquatch out once I have brought the new box set, Alpha Flight box set from Amazon. Haven't got it yet. And in there we have Abomination. Hopefully we'll see him again in the MCU soon, but it's too dark, you can't see him. but they are in the big cages down there. But I like this prison. Probably will redo it in my new house, but I did like that for display. So yeah, that is my first shelf. Sort of dioramas, and then sort of Spider-Man to MCU. So moving along, let's move along. So I ain't got much room this side of the to stand, but I'll try and show it off as best as I can. So another pride shelf of mine, it is of course the X-Men shelf. Look at this. This is beautiful. Again, massive fan of the animated show. Growing up, that was my first love for Marvel, was the X-Men animated show and the Spider-Man animated show in the 90s. I used to get up and watch it on Alive and Kicking. If you're not from the UK and you're not 30 years old, you're not going to know what that is. But yeah, love the character designs, love these figures, love how they all just stand out. Yeah, love it. I need to get some more multiple men, so if anyone's got any, hook me up, because I need some more. Cannonball still needs some legs, bless him, so I've hid him at the back so you can't tell. Deadpool on his scooter, Storm, Rogue, very sought after figure now. Still need to get the Love Triangle box set so I can replace this Jean Grey, but she will do for now. So happy we got Professor X. I do really want a different Beast head. I like this Beast head, so I know it's accurate to the comic front cover of X-Men 1, but I do want a more animated series look for Beast. That would be really good. Gambit, Jubilee, Mr. Sinister, Blink, Angel. We got Hope Summers at the back there, Cable, Bishop, another one of my favourites, Colossus, Nightcrawler. Yeah, these guys are good, looking really good. Got some more X-Force over there. Juggernaut at the back there, seen Apocalypse. But of course Magneto standing, hovering above them all with his children at his feet there. With Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver and his other daughters over to the side there. Polaris. Magic, Emma Storm, Emma Frost. I would have preferred a white version of Emma Frost, but I do like this figure. But it would be good to get a repaint of her white design soon so I can put that bob haircut on there. And then there we have Sabretooth and Omega Red. And yeah, love this shelf, love this shelf. So one more time, I'll scroll along. Beautiful, beautiful. Moving down to this one, again, the lighting's there's no light down here, so I'll turn the settings up. So these are just some riders that I haven't found a home for yet. So we've got Black Widow, Logan, Ghost Rider, Sauron, and then at the back we got the Spider-Man MCU villains. So obviously we got Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, who we never got an unmasked head for, annoyingly. But I do want one, so if anyone can do that won't even focus for me, will it? But still, Mysterio. But I wanted to show you this guy. So obviously this is Vulture, but it's not just any Vulture. It's the Michael Keaton Vulture, but it won't even focus. Let me see if I can get him standing for a second, just so I can focus him. There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted to show you. Look at that Michael Keaton head. So obviously Marvel Legends never gave us a Michael Keaton unmasked head for the Build-A-Figure of Vulture. So I got Pin Particles on Twitter, so Instagram, sorry, to hook me up. And yeah, look at that. That is Michael Keaton all day long in Marvel Legends scale. So I need to find a better home for this guy. Probably flying in the rafters. But yeah, Michael Keaton, Vulture. Looking good. And again, I'm trying to do all this with one hand, so forgive me. It's going to be shaky and terrible. Got Molten Man as well. And then yeah. These all figures I've not even opened yet, so I've still got to review Big Time Badass Spider-Man. Hang on, let me change the contrast again. So Big Time Badass Spider-Man, still got to do a review for him. Still got to do a review for the blue stealth suit Invincible Iron Man. Done a review for that guy. Not opened these guys yet, but there we have the UK packaging for Spider-Man Far From Home. I've got another one of them as well. And then I've got some other 2 packs that I've not opened yet. And the pride possession of these 2 packs is gotta be this one. I got this thanks to Marvel Legends UK. There's RIP Toys R Us exclusive, and it is of course the Dark, Phoenix and Cyclops 2-pack. This one goes for a pretty penny now on the aftermarket, so I'm happy I've got it in my collection. Haven't opened her up yet, but those unmasked head sculpts are beautiful. And definitely probably replace that one with one of these. But for now, it hides amongst, hidden in plain sight. And I do have other 2-packs. There we have Claw and Suri. We got more Hydra agents and AIM soldiers, and yeah. And then down here, I've got more figures hidden. It's mainly I don't know how much I say this on the channel, but I love Spider-Man. I love The Simpsons, and I've got 2 of my favourite creators in Simpsonized form. So we got Matt Groening. Simpsons is my favourite TV show, if you didn't know. And of course, Stan Lee, Simpsonized as well. So very happy with those 2. They are pro possessions in the collection. Need to find a way to display them. And of course, I have more Simpsons box sets over there that I haven't displayed properly. But there are more Marvel Legends hidden over here. So we've got Danny Moonstar. I need a couple more of her. We've got Mystique. I'd like to get another one of her, but she's looking really good. And then at the back, I've got others, like the Gamerverse Spider-Man. And we're getting more of these next year. So maybe I'll build a Hall of Armour for Spider-Man. But the back here are all of the Walgreens Fantastic Four. So there's probably the best Marvel Legend we've had in the last 10 years. And it is, of course, the Thing. So I've got the whole Fantastic Four still here in packaging. I reviewed them on the channel, so go and find them if you want to see my thoughts. But yeah, I'm making a mess now at the display. As I said, I'm not editing this, so this video is probably going to be an hour long. So hope you're in for the ride. So yeah, we put all them back. So there you go. So some hidden legends down there that I've not threw the boxes away yet. Simpsons and stuff down there. And yeah, Marvel Legends, X-Men. Let's move up. So we're moving up. And here we have, I've no light on this one, so I'll change the settings again. So this is sort of a comic Avengers inspired shelf. So we have Cap and Iron Man front and centre. We got the new 80th anniversary Hulk. Got a couple of Daredevils moving into the Defenders, shall we say. More street wise heroes. Moon Knight, looking forward to the Disney Plus show of that in the next coming years. Then we got some AIM and Hydra, Captain Britain, some Inhumans, Cloak and Dagger, love those 2 as well. And then we got the sort of new Avengers comic version with Miss Marvel, Nova, Jane Foster, Miles Morales, Vision, Sam Wilson as Captain America, of course, Captain Britain, UK repping, brap. But yeah, loving these guys. Comic inspired. So we got my comic Avengers there, and then if you move it along, that's where my MCU is. So it's like MCU, scroll along to comic. And then right at the top, I don't know how well I can get these on camera, it's all the villains. So we've got the Serpent Society, then some Builder figures at the back there. Dormammu. Doom, we're getting a new Doom next year. Mandroid bots. And then we've got some, we got Thanos in his throne. So I built this throne myself. It's custom. It's just made of foam. It's a foam throne. And that is the comic Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, of course. Moving along, we got some of the Marvel 80-year anniversary figures we got this year. They look beautiful, by the way. We got the Holy Trinity, and I'm not a religious man, but this is my Trinity. Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. We've got Odin at the back there as well. And we've got more Asgardians back there, so you can see Lady Sif and Alexandra and Ares. And there's like Loki and people back there. But yeah, more comic figures, comic villains mainly, with a few heroes and Asgardians in the mix. But I love the Serpent Society. I want to see more of them. So keep the Serpent Society coming. I love these guys. We need a new... this was Madam Hydra, but then she turned to Viper, I think. So we need a new one of them, please, because she's on that terrible female book. And should I show you my wrestling collection? Is anyone interested in that? Let me know in the comments, and if you are, I'll do a separate video showing off my WWE sort of dream roster, shall we say. But yeah, that's up there. So let's get into the mess of figures that I don't have displayed. So as I said, got tons of figures in the box that I've not displayed yet. There's that Sandman builder figure. We've got more MCU figures I'm yet to display. Definitely need to find a place for good old Korg amongst the MCUs over there. But yeah, there we have Korg and some more MCU figures. Then we got all the Spider-Man and then the leftover X-Men characters that I haven't found a home for yet. But I've got all the Spider-Verse figures in here. So we got Captain Britain Spider-Man, UK Spider-Man, then we got another UK, Spider-Woman, Symbiote Spider-Man, Spider-Punk, we got SP/DR or Speeder back there, the manga version of Spider-Man, of course. If you've seen Spider-Verse, you know what I'm talking about. And there's Gwen Stacy, and then yeah, more X-Men figures and Spider-Verse characters mixed in there. And then, as I said, randoms in here. So I need to find room and displays for all of these, and maybe in my new house I will. And then I've got figures that I haven't even opened yet, so I never did a review of this, but it is beautiful. It is, of course, Days of Future Past Sentinel. It was a reissue of the Marvel Universe Sentinel, but we got an extra Marvel Legend in the mix. There we have Wolverine, and it still works, I think. Let me press it. So maybe I'll find a home for him on the display, but I never opened him. So he's just been sat in a box, never did a review, but I got him, there he is. I want another one. Hopefully Black Friday, I'll get another one. And then over here I've got all the vintage figures that I'm yet to open. So I've got Wave 1 in here. So I literally got the whole case of Wave 1, never opened. Box fresh. Don't know what I'm going to do with, or maybe display them on a wall or something, or who knows, who knows. Hopefully they don't collect dust forever. Hopefully I can find a good place for them. And then of course I have Wave 2 down here as well. Who we got there? Hawkeye, Wasp and Ant-Man. So yeah, I've got both versions. I do really like this Vision. Maybe if I can get another one of these Visions, I can have him for my display. I never opened him up. Same with the Ant-Man and the Wasp comic versions, to be fair. I'd like to have them opened rather than trapped in a box. But the packaging's too good. So again, I apologise for the terrible camera work. But it is all freehand. It is all freehand. Right, moving on. So these are the new vintage figures we got this year. These were the con exclusives. So I never opened this. Took this guy out of packaging, because obviously I got the new Hulk up there, but this guy looks so good, and it is massive as well on that vintage packaging. So I've got all of them, so I may as well have this guy as well. Then of course I have the Deadpool. Now I did open all the vintage X-Men figures. As you can see, they're all over here. There's like Silver Samurai and all of that. But this Deadpool I will definitely keep in the box. I've got plenty of Deadpools scattered around, and let's see what he looks like, shall we? I do really like the packaging, to be fair. There we go, looking good. But for now he will stay in his shipper box, nice and fresh. There's them. And then obviously I have, well not obviously, but I do have, never opened it. I did plan on doing a review for this, but never opened it. It is, of course, sorry. Yeah. I can't remember what the official title of this box set is. Something about Rails or something. Rails of Authority or something. I'm making that up. But there's Danny Rand, very sought after figure now. Only Marvel Legends Danny Rand Iron Fist we got for Netflix. Jessica Jones, Luke Cage. Only unmasked Matt Murdock head we got for Marvel Legends as well. And then we have, I forgot her name, but she's in Iron Fist. That's how memorable that show was. To be fair though, I did want to see an Iron Fist season 3. I liked the way season 2 ended, but yeah, all of that. So yeah, piles of Marvel Legends stuff I've still got to find a home for. Maybe I will in my new home, but for now, that is the display. And then just for fun, here's a look at my random miscellaneous shelf with some other bits and bobs. So if we start right at the top, we've got the Lego sets of the Simpsons. There's the Lego house and the Quickie Mark. Again, I need to move them from the top. Hopefully I'll find a new house. And then we got Luke and C-3PO in the land speeder. I do have lots of Star Wars figures in storage. I just haven't found anywhere to display them yet. But for that just sits at the top. We got some Power Rangers. This is the 2-pack from San Diego Comic-Con. Very nice. I love that gold and black Zeo Ranger. Moving down, the Turtles. Again, loving that. I have got the Shredder 4-pack from this year's San Diego Comic-Con. Just need to find a better place to display them. More Simpsons, of course. And then the new addition this year to the shelf is the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. I've got the Lord Zed throne, which there is a full review on the channel. And then I've just got some random figures. Now, obviously, I'm mainly collecting Mighty Morphin and Zeo, because they're all the Power Rangers I remember as a kid. We got some more DC stuff, the little DC Trinity or the Quadret, or however you say 4. My favourite version of Batman is Ben Affleck's. I wish we got a solo film of that. It's disappointing we don't. Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Black Mantis. We got It and 11 from Stranger Things. Moving down, more Simpsons. I have so many more Simpsons figures than this, but this is all that's on display. I have all the Futurama figures as well, but I've only got the Builder Bots on display, and I love them. Some more Turtles. I did get some more there. That is the sort of middle set. I did get Blastoise as well recently. Some more Power Rangers stuff that I'm yet to even open down here. And I did buy like multiples so I could get a couple of putties. And I've even brought multiples of some of the bad guys because I think they're going to be hard to get in the future. And then right on the bottom shelf, you probably can't see, is some of the Siege Transformers. This War of Cybertron, I think it is. We've got Optimus, Ironhide, Stinger, Impactor, Soundwave and Megatron. I do like them, but I am picking and choosing. I just like the different designs. I think I'm going to pick up a few more though, but they're just random. And again, don't touch the display. So again, I've got to unpack all of this. I've got to take it all down. I've actually got to put everything in its original boxes if I've still got them. But yeah, miscellaneous shelf. So there you have it. That was my very last collection / display update in this incarnation. As it's all getting packed away now, when I turn off the camera, everything's going in boxes, ready for moving day. So sad times, but as I said, good times ahead, and hopefully you guys are along for the journey as well, no matter what platform you follow me on, whether it's YouTube at Dan Who Reviews, or Vimeo at Dan Who Reviews, or even Patreon, where you're going to get all my content first and exclusive videos. I may even do a bonus video for Patreon where I show you, do a deep dive in some of my cupboards so you can see some of the other stuff that I've been collecting over the years. So yeah, make sure you go to Patreon at Dan Who Reviews, links on the screen, links in the description below, all that good stuff. Support the channel if you can. But nevertheless, we've come to the end. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel while I've been in my own little place. Hopefully I'll move to a bigger and better location, build a nice little studio so I can get even more content out to you guys, and hopefully you're along for the ride. So as I said, all the links in the description below, but the one that I'm updating the most is definitely Instagram. So make sure you follow me there at It's Dan Who. And as always, people, my name is Dan W, and I shall see you on the next one.